Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Everyday History Podcast. I'm Dustin Lloyd, and with me today is Cigarette Smoker Kirby. Okay.
Owner of the mustache.
Owner of the mustache. I like seeing your different screen names when we do Riverside here.
But you know it's me because the Kirby's always there on the end.
Yeah, not your most original nickname, but it is a nickname.
To the point, I feel. To the point.
To the point. To the point.
I did indeed smoke some cigarettes.
Do you know what today's subject is going to be? No, you do not.
Cigarettes?
No, but it is going to be it's a topic that you might not see every day in particular. You or Paul,
I'm
really.
Stupid?
No. Well, no.
I wouldn't say it like that.
I'd say you and Paul in particular have no purpose for this particular thing anymore.
Okay.
Does it help you any?
Have no use for this
And
particular
it's not a thing. It's a profession. You could become one, but you wouldn't see the need to go to one.
Is it a barber?
It's History of Barbers, yes.
Oh, God damn it. All right, folks, the cat's out of the bag. Yes, I'm bald, okay? We exist.
And we have meaning.
Well, I wouldn't quite go that far.
I say we, like I don't have a full bush of hair on my head.
Like you're not a fucking Viking.
Oh, I don't remember why I even thought this would be fun, and I didn't even think about the bald jokes until I tried to think of a tip to give you, and I'm like, oh, this'll work.
Like, just look in the mirror, dum-dum. You're never going to need it.
I thought of. Oh, one day I won't either.
Well, if I had real balls, I'd pull off the Hogan, but I don't.
I'm going to do the Hulk Hogan when I start going bald. I've already decided. My fiance is already upset about it.
I think when I actually, because see, my problem is now as I get closer to my 30s. Well, the old top of the head is thinning, so it looks pathetic to grow it out right now. However, when there's an absence of hair up there and I got like the fryer thing going on.
Oh, once it's chromed out?
Yeah, once it's all fucking polished up top.
And bowling bald?
All right, it's getting a little hurtful. No. Yeah, I think I'm going to rock out the Hulk Hogan. I already got the mustache. I'm already comfortable with that, so I could do the combo.
You've been experimenting with the mustache just to be sure you're on, the right track.
Yeah.
Because if you rock the Hogan without the nice mustache, without nice facial hair at least,
yeah,
then it just looks creepy, like a thinning stash. Can't rock the Hulk Hogan with that.
Nah. You can't have no fucking Walter White mustache either. None of that thin, above the corners of the mouth type shit. No. You got to show you have edge and grit and have it just below the corners of the mouth.
Like, you notice when he became Heisenberg, it was a full goatee because that's intimidating.
Oh, yeah.
Not the little, physics professor mustache. Sorry, he did chemistry. It's one of my favorite shows, and I forgot what he did. But yeah, the earliest evidence we can find of barbering, of course, is in Egypt.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, circa 5000 BCE. Circa. Barbers were highly respected and often served priests and nobility, so it's a very noble profession to have.
Okay. Hair tied to status?
Well, they valued cleanliness, the Egyptians did, and shaving the head and face was part of a religious and hygienic ritual.
Man, they were on to something.
So a bald head in ancient Egypt was you'd be considered religious as fuck.
Yeah, so watch it, Mr. Head full of hair.
Look at Mr. Pious Boo Boo Kirby over there.
You will refer to me as cigarette smoker this week.
Cigarette smoker Kirby. Doesn't quite roll off the tongue like Boo Boo.
No, but as your lord and bald-headed master, I decree it.
We're going to move forward a little bit when it wasn't so noble.
I fall out of power. There's a reason for it.
Razors in ancient Egypt were often made from sharpened flint stones. Flintstones.
Made the flintstone.
Or copper. There was copper too. Used copper and stuff too. But about 2,000 years later, Mesopotamia and Sumer, the grooming services to the wealthy people at least started to kind of flourish a little bit. Beard grooming became especially important in this time. A long, curled, and oily beard symbolized power and wisdom.
Right? Wow, you must be so smart. He's like, yeah, it was the beard, wasn't it? Dead giveaway.
And it's crazy how like that used to mean you were powerful and wise when you had a oily, curly beard. Nowadays, it's just linked to being a fucking hipster.
Right? It's like, dude, take a shower.
Yeah, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Fucking loser.
Look at fucking grease beard over here.
Oh.
Oh, but in ancient Greece, of course, we always go to Greece and Rome.
Love those guys.
Barbershops, which were called Korean. I think I'm saying that right.
Probably.
were hubs for political and social discussion. So that's kind of where the
boy.
barber shop got its social trope from, I guess. The stereotype. That's the word I'm looking
Yeah,
up.
like how your barber's like your therapist type shit.
Yeah. Like my first reference to that was watching the Andy Griffith Show
Okay.
as a kid. I'm not that old, but we watched reruns.
Me too.
But one of my favorite characters was Floyd the Barber because he was just fucking crazy. And, that's where everyone in town, they'd hang out, get a haircut, talk to Floyd, and listen to his mad ramblings.
I think, isn't there a movie called Barbershop? I'm pretty sure it's Ice Cube.
There is.
I think that might have been my first peek into like the social
socializing.
dynamics. Yeah.
Yeah, because it was a big thing, especially, I believe it probably started, we'll find out because I can't remember, but I think it started, 40s, 50s as a thing, and then became more of a thing as culture evolved.
Right.
And
People like
think,
their hair.
But we'll get to that. So daily shaving was in ancient Rome and Greece was considered a mark of civilization and discipline. And during this time, Roman barbers also performed minor surgery procedures, including bloodletting and tooth extractions.
Yeah.
Which is funny because a lot of times when we think of barbers that do those kind of things, you think of the Wild West.
Yeah, like the Dr. Barber.
Yeah, and apparently that's been going on for a long time because as we jump to the Middle Ages, you'll see, 476 to 1500 CE in modern days, AD. Barber surgeons were practically the norm because monks weren't allowed to do any type of operation that would let blood.
Okay, because they're not
They were
violent.
forbidden from shedding blood of another. So, yeah, I guess it was the non-violence thing. So barber surgeons became a thing, and they performed bloodletting. They would lance abscesses. They would do amputations and even surgery or even dentistry.
Ah!
So they were kind of a jack of all trade, and that's where the red and white striped poles came from.
What is their significance?
The red represents blood, white represents bandages.
Oh,
So
okay,
that symbol
okay.
that we see those symbols today, even like there's one in a town near us, Harrisonburg, that still has that red and white pole that spins outside.
Yeah, there might be one in Broadway that has that as well.
I think you're right. I think you're
I'm
right.
always fascinated when I see those. I'm like, oh yeah, this is a real
Yeah,
real deal
Where'd
right
that come
here.
from? Yeah,
Right?
where'd that come from though?
How's that shit spinning?
And there was actually a company called the Company of Barber Surgeons that was formed in London in 1540 under King Henry VIII.
Ooh,
So the barber surgeon was an important role, obviously.
right.
That's wild though to think that you go to school for cutting hair, but you've also got to learn how to drain this abscess or cut off an arm.
Right, dude, I just see hairstyles that look good. Well, too bad. You've got to saw this man's leg off with no fucking anesthetic. Yes, he's going to scream. Yes, he's going to kick. You're sawing off his leg, Junior, but do you want to cut hair or not?
But he looks so fly.
He's got the Oliver Cromwell. I think he rocks it quite nice.
It was in the 18th century, from the time of the Renaissance, which was kind of the end of the 15th or during the 15th, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I hate trying to keep track of all these dates.
Right, you should just streamline.
Like as long as we got specific dates, like in 1540, that's when the Company of Barber Surgeons was founded. Okay, that's fine. But the centuries and stuff, I'm bad at those. Not a historian, like we say.
Right, we are
But,
dudes.
but between then and the 18th century, the role of barber and surgeon began to separate.
Okay.
And in 17 1845, the Barber Surgeon Company, which was in England, London, like we said, officially split into separate guilds for surgeons and barbers.
Huh.
So, while the surgeons would focus obviously on the medical side of things, barbers began to solely focus on grooming services. Haircuts, shaves, beard trims, blowjobs, things like that.
Happy ending, good time.
Wig making and hairstyling became fashionable trends in this time during France and England, so do with that what you will. I think that's where the powdered wig started becoming a thing.
Yeah, we should have let them stay doctors.
Yeah, you see what happens when you separate professions like this.
Well, I'm sorry, it's just dumb.
You do a great job as both, so why not keep doing it?
Right. Come on, man. You just cut the hair or don't. I don't need a fucking powdered wig.
Probably became a whole thing when hair started getting into the open wounds, and it's just, some people just ruin things for all of us. Just imagine how easy it would be now if, like, oh man, my fucking tooth hurts, but I really need a haircut.
Shit. You're like, damn, I guess I gotta injure myself on the way there.
They knock you out in the barber's chair and just start cutting one person's cutting your hair, someone else is ripping a tooth out.
You get done, and at the end of it, you're like, I look so good. Your mouth's all swollen up and shit. You can't even talk. But damn, your hair looks fucking fly as a motherfucker.
And they trim your beard up enough to look good, even though it's all swollen. No one can even tell.
Right? They'll be like, oh, he had a tooth pulled. They wouldn't even mention your hair. They'll be like, he had a tooth pulled. Someone got cut. What kind of freak accident did you get into to go get your hair cut?
Oh no, I broke my leg.
Damn, give me a fucking low taper fade, please.
It's about time you got a haircut.
Right, while you're in here, I know your insurance won't cover the fucking mangled leg.
We're gonna go ahead and lob that off, but I can give you a discount on the haircut.
Right, half off. Get it? No.
So in the 19th century, that's when the modern barber shop began to emerge, placed not just for grooming, but for news and camaraderie.
To hang out. Yeah, it's the spot.
And straight razors were the standard tools, and regular shaving remained a cultural norm.
Oh, no more flint and copper.
Yeah, I believe this was like towards the, it'd be like the 1800s, late 1800s, mid 1800s. That's when the 19th century. I always get fucking mixed up on the century fucking shit. Right,
it's a year. It's a number ahead of the actual years it's talking about.
Yeah, but the interesting thing I found here was that mid to late 1800s, black barbers in the United States often played an important economic and social role, not only in the black communities but in the white communities as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was one of the only professions that black and white people could do, specifically men, because
Poor women.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, but. Yeah, just due to the segregation and racism of the time, that it was. I mean, that's kind of progressive there, I guess you'd say. Like that was one that.
All right, maybe I'd let a black guy cut my hair. I mean, it'll grow back.
Yeah.
And I can get mad at them, and it's okay because, well, look at the times.
Wait. No,
I'm not advocating for it. No, but well, all right. All that was the long way to say, it bridged the gap. Potentially helped.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't think that's how it came across the way I said it, and for that I do apologize. But that's all I apologize for. I apologize for nothing else.
So yeah, it was that stuck out as unique to me. That was something that kind of crossed those social, racial boundaries at the time.
Yeah, that's cool.
Which is kind of rare. I mean, yeah, there were some things, but that was one of the few.
Right. Probably had quite a few fucking, white people looking at. All right, I'm not trying to make this racist, but
here we go.
White. No, hear me out.
Boo Boo's racism.
No, that's not a segment. Tim, do not put the music in there.
No, I'll cut that.
Fucking. Well, there's probably white guys walking along like, hey, damn, that black dude over there, his hair looks pretty cool. I wish my barber cut hair like that. He just gives me the fucking buzz cut. I'm not even in the military. I don't want the fucking Sarge haircut,
I want to look nice.
Right. I want to look cool, man. I want to look fucking.
I want to look
put
hip
together
with it. Groovy.
Right.
If that
damn
wasn't
it.
a word back then.
Groovy.
So, fast forward a little bit to around 1901, because that's when the safety razor was invented by Gillette.
Oh, thank God.
And later, of course, the electric razor came around and changed grooming habits, leading a lot of men to shave at home. So most people don't necessarily get the shave at the barber shop anymore, except for myself. I'll go in and ask for a Brazilian anytime.
Right, his taint is buttery smooth, folks.
Oh, I kind of want to do that now to see how they'd react.
Yeah, give me the hot towel after the bikini.
Oh no. So barbering, of course, became more about haircuts, and straight razor shaves still exist for a niche appeal nowadays. Have you ever had one?
No, I would love to try one though.
I've done it just like because I've got a full beard,
Yeah, yeah.
but like to clean up the loose hairs and make it look nice. When I want
Mm-hmm.
to, whenever something important's coming up, I'll go and do that. And
Yeah.
oh, it's heavenly.
Oh, I bet. I bet it's so good for fucking cleaning up the edges. Because, the razors you get now, of course, 5 blade fucking peak razors, in my opinion. However,
I
when it
agree.
comes the single razor on the back that's meant for that edging, edging, um, gooning. No.
Boo.
Boo. Um, that shit gets clogged up way too fast. And it's so hard to clean because it's like, I don't know. So I
Oh, it's
just
a
feel like
pain in the ass.
right. So and plus the shape of the razor doesn't help. So I feel like a straight razor would just be, you can't really beat that as far as like that clean, precise cut.
To me, though, the experience about it that makes it so heavenly
Mm-hmm.
is the warm shaving cream.
Oh yeah, yeah. They do
Yeah, it
everything
feels
right
so
with
good.
the little brush and fucking lather it up and shit.
Yeah, you feel like you're in a Bugs Bunny cartoon.
Like he's gonna start stepping on my head, massaging my bald head with his hands and feet.
Dun, 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 dun. I hope everyone can imagine that home. And one of my favorite scenes out of any Looney Tune is there's not a word
Shit.
spoken in the best part of it.
Bugs Bunny's a fucking goat.
It's the fucking blank look on his expression while he starts massaging his head.
Right.
That music. Oh, so funny. So, yeah, the thing is now with barbers and stuff, you have to get a license and go to a school. In most countries, not all, but that helps raise professional standards. So most of the time when you go to a barber, you're probably going to get a good barber.
Right, right.
Not always. I've had my fair share, and even though barber was typically meant for males, when I say that now, I mean that in like an overall. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, they
right,
usually
right,
call
right.
women hairdressers or whatever. It's the same fucking thing. Because
Cosmetologists.
yeah, I mean,
Like you're a
cosmetology
scientist
is
or
probably
something. Please.
I can't apply makeup, so I'm gonna say maybe they are scientists. I don't know.
Oh, shit. Well,
But yeah,
Kiss pioneered kabuki style makeup, right?
get the fuck off my podcast. It's now mine.
I'm going.
Oh, that's a shout out to somebody we know
Yeah.
who does not listen to this podcast.
If you do, I hate you. Do not cut that out.
Just so straight to the point.
It's
All right, I'll leave
true.
it in. Oh, well, this is where the timeline starts to get a little fuzzy. Hold on a second.
Oh, you fucking witty motherfucker.
Nobody else is going to get that reference unless he listens. Maybe some of our friends who worked with it. Anyway, let's
Oh,
get back
man.
on track. So, in modern day, like, just fast forward to now today, there's been a resurgence in the interest of traditional barbering. So the straight razor shaves, the beard grooming, classic stuff started to come back.
Yeah.
Barbershops have started to reemerge as cultural spaces again, often blending like vintage aesthetics to the shops. So it's very hipster, very
Yeah,
fucking hipster.
we got in a town near us, Harrisonburg. We got Omar's, which I'm
I
sure
don't know
you've seen
anything
it,
about
Dustin.
Omar's. I've heard of it. I don't know anything about it. Is that one of those?
Yeah, well, I don't know if it's quite what you're saying. Like the dude, it's definitely modern. Like last time I went in there, and it's been quite a few years, mind you. I still had hair. Um, They had like a motorcycle in there. They had an upstairs, downstairs. They had like a little lounge area. I mean, like nice leather seats. Smelled good in
Okay.
there. It was really clean. There's a lot of gold. Dude loves his gold. He's got a
So
fucking gold truck.
oh yeah, there's a gold truck outside. It looks badass.
Right. And for
I
the
wouldn't drive
aesthetics
it,
they go
but
for. Right, right. I'd use it
it's way too
as like
shiny.
a right. Plus like a bird shits on it, it's over. I'm
Yeah,
pissed.
the,
I'm
the the
scrapping the
maintenance is
fucking
what I'm
thing.
thinking of. That
Yeah.
and the fact that that's yeah, it draws eyes, but the cops will be all over you anytime you drive anywhere in that thing.
Right. We
It
thought
looks
you were
cool.
going really fast. You could just like give us the bumper off that thing. We can look the other way. It's not real gold.
We'll take it though.
Right. But that's like that it's got the ambiance, it's got the, the nice atmosphere in there, and everybody I met in there back, I mean, like I said a few years ago, I can't speak for now, but a few years ago they were all really cool people. I always made sure to tip them out because it feels like and that brings me to my next point is that like I feel like shaving versus grooming is just different, like
Yeah.
going to the barber shop is more about the experience because obviously we could just shave at home, and you shave enough, you learn how to do your own face. It's not like like barbering as a whole, like you understand hair and how to groom and stuff. Whereas I shaved my own face for fucking 20 years. Well, I better learn how to clean it up or I just suck. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know how to clean up my beard and everything, and I
Mm-hmm.
don't mess with my hair. But the times I've had a
Me either.
barber do it, it always looks better. And I don't know what they're doing differently, but they know how to shape it to the face,
Yeah,
what style would complement you. That's what those schooling things come in for, I believe.
right. Plus, I've
So,
never left a barber shop after getting a shave or something. The few times I have, like when I'd get my hair cut, I'd be like, "Can you clean up the beard?" Blah blah blah. Of course, but like I never got like they never nick you. They never got an infected hair, like an ingrown hair or anything. No rash.
yeah.
Like sometimes when you shave and shit at home, I mean, like that shit just happens. So it's an overall better experience, I think, and it's really like when we shave. Like when I shave anyway, it's like, ugh, I have to. You don't have to, but like because of like where I work and stuff, well, not necessarily just because of what I want. If I want to keep just the mustache, I got to shave the face, and that can start to feel like a drag and like a chore.
Yep.
Whereas going to the barber and stuff is like, I'm gonna get my hair cut. I'm gonna look so fucking good. I don't know. It's just different. It's better,
Better.
better. Clog up someone
Um,
else's sink with that nasty facial hair.
so another quick little thing, and then we'll be out of here for this episode. But another thing that started to rise in popularity recently, and I think you use it. I know Paul does. I do from time to time. But beard oils and balms and stuff have become popular over the past, I feel like 10 years.
Yeah, it seems with the hipster, since the
The
hipsters with
hipster
the
movement.
beards, the
Yeah, yeah.
IPAs, the flannel shirts, the fucking, I don't know, the almost grunge, modern. I wouldn't quite know how to peg it
The
down, but yeah, it feels
the
like in the
artisan
last 10.
coffees.
Right. This is the
But it
ones
does.
those monkeys shit out. It's good stuff.
That's a real thing, by the way.
I have heard it's delicious.
I will take your assumption for that.
Right, it's not my experience because it's still monkey shit, so I'm not drinking it. But I wouldn't turn it away.
But the use of grooming for use of oil for grooming, rather, it can be traced back to ancient Egypt.
Okay.
So they would use scented oils for the hair and the skin, and the beard. Later, like in Rome, became olive oil. So it's been around for a long time, but it wasn't until like really recently, I guess, because even
Mm-hmm.
in the 30s and 60s, and all through those older days, they would use different beard products. But today, it's just become a bigger thing, and I don't know why or how it's become. I guess because beards have become more fashionable lately.
Right, there's no real discrimination against facial hair, it doesn't seem like.
Not
Like,
anymore.
it just seems like if you have a mustache, okay. If you have a full beard, okay. Like, it doesn't speak to your character like how maybe in years prior, people might have had, like, assumptions like, oh, that guy's a fucking bum. Look at that big old beard. Or, hell, you just came down from out the mountain, didn't you?
No, I
But,
feel like early, like not early, but like when I was in my late teens, early 20s, that's kind of how it felt. Like people looked
Yeah.
down on the beards like that.
Right, right.
Like you just
It's
looked
just like a
unkempt.
tattoo or something. Yeah, yeah. Like you can't muster enough of a shit to give to clean up a little bit, and that's just
Yeah,
not
but
how it is. I think
and
facial
styling the
hair.
beard and keeping it nice and trim wasn't really so much of a thing, I guess, in at least where I grew up, because I mean, I grew up in the middle of Virginia, the country.
Right, and like I
Like,
think of all same here, and I think of all the people that had beards. They did have that big unkempt mountain man type, because I guess shit like taking care of your beard and grooming it isn't like even marketed to at that point. It doesn't feel like around here. I can't, of course, speak for the whole world because I'm ignorant.
like the only person really in my social circle at all, not really my social circle, I guess, but my family, the only role model I saw growing up that had a beard was my uncle.
Uh huh.
Like my dad had a goatee, my other uncle had a goatee, but my one uncle had like a ZZ Top beard.
Oh yeah.
Not like all the way down to the stomach, like late ZZ Top, but early on, you know. So that was, but he always looked like a mountain man. So, but I think that's what he was going for. In
Yeah.
conclusion, and without a moment to spare, want to
Yeah, I'm
thank you
glad
guys
to
for
see.
listening to our bullshit.
Once again.
Once again, you were glad to see what? The beards
Oh,
making a comeback.
I mean, I'm kind of indifferent about that. I'm more glad to see a more accepting society where stuff like that doesn't automatically speak to your character in any kind of way. Like it's just
Yeah, yeah.
it just is what it is. It's not like, oh, he's got a beard, so he's a piece of shit. Bleh.
I'm glad we as a culture overall have become more accepting of people, because a beard can be a type of personal expression, for example.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and we as society have become more accepting, I feel. But that has been our episode, and we thank you guys for listening. And come back and listen to us next Tuesday. See you guys next Tuesday.
Give us money, give us money, give us money, give us money.
Oh, yeah. Patreon, all that kind of shit. Buy a shirt. There's links in the description.
Yeah, come on, do it. Take a chance.
All right, time to go get a haircut. See you guys later.
Woohoo! Later.